Hello everybody, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. I'm Jeremy Crosby and I'm joined today by our sustainability specialist, Phil Grupe. Phil, welcome back to the show. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, doing great. How are you, Jeremy?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for taking the time to join us again for this month's sustainability update. Love the background. It says everything's spring right now. And to kick things off with spring, you have a new sustainability plan that you're working on. And we want to share what is going on and what you're trying to gather for sustainability in the future.
Yeah, so we've been working with council for the past number of months to get some funding budgeted for hiring a consultant to help guide us through a sustainability plan process. We picked a consultant, we've contracted with them, we're working with Pale Blue Dot out of the St. Paul area. And I've had my initial meetings with Pale Blue Dot over the past week to talk about getting some background information so they can sort of lay a data groundwork for what the current situation is in Fitchburg. And then we're going to go through the next steps, trying to get a group together to figure out what do we want sustainability to look like in Fitchburg. How does that play out specifically for what Fitchburg looks like, what our population is, what our natural resources are, all those kinds of things. And then we'll put together the plan itself and draft that and release it to the public. It's going to be about an 18-month process. We're expecting to be done next year in October. What would be of interest to people in the short term is that we're going to be releasing a survey for people to weigh in on sustainability, what they think, how they think Fitchburg is performing right now, where it could improve, things that they have particular interest in. But also we'll be looking for people to participate in a sustainability sort of steering committee group that's going to meet somewhat regularly for a number of months to talk through what our priorities are and what sort of actions we want to look at as a city. Right now, we don't have those available yet, but there will be a landing page for this, and there will be surveys released. People can go to Green Fitchburg on the City of Fitchburg website to check that out. As updates are made available, they'll be posted on the Green Fitchburg webpage, and eventually there will be a landing page created by Pale Blue Dot as well to house all this information. You can also sign up for Notify Me alerts, specifically the Green Fitchburg Notify Me alerts, and any updates will be released through there as well. Or we'll be looking to table at a few city events over the coming months, and you can look for us there as well.
Fantastic. And why is it important to have a plan like this when we're talking about any planning for the city, but importantly here for sustainability? At the end of all of this, what will be the good old purpose to move forward with?
It's a great question. It has been a regular topic of discussion. We spent a couple years when I first joined the city. We wanted a sustainability plan. We knew the city didn't have one, but we were kind of debating the merits of it because we have been doing a lot of really great things directly or tangentially related to sustainability without a plan. The value of a plan is that it makes sure that we're not missing anything, and it helps us to prioritize our goals. So we could pursue any number of things related to sustainability right now. The question is, are we picking the right ones? Are we picking the most impactful ones for the city, the places where we have gaps that really need to be addressed? And it takes some time to put this plan together, but once that plan is in place, it's a lot more efficient at helping us to identify what the next step should be, instead of just sort of me subjectively saying, this is the thing I want to work on. That might be really valuable, but it may turn out that there's something that's even more needed in the short term. So that's the hope, is that a sustainability plan will help us to prioritize and identify and also track the progress that we make.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this, and we'll help you get the word out when the surveys do come out and getting people involved with sustainability. And we did have some great involvement in sustainability, by the way, coming from our recycling day this year. You have the numbers, Phil, of how many people turned in some of that recyclable items.
I sure do. So we didn't track number of participants for the med drop or for the paper recycling, the paper shredding. But Resource Solutions, our partner for electronics recycling, said they had around 250 cars come through and drop off materials to be recycled. They received 6.18 tons of electronics for recycling, which is a pretty solid number, certainly an increase over participation in the fall. For paper shredding, Pelletier collected 3.14 tons of paper. So that's just we're talking almost 20,000 pounds of paper and electronics collected at this event. And then the police department also collected 61 pounds of expired, unused, unneeded medications for safe and proper disposal. So really, really successful recycling and shred event. Got a lot of good participation, and we'll have one again in the fall that we'll start advertising for in the next month or two.
Yeah, the weather didn't keep people away, that's for sure. So it was a good event, and again, a great reason to keep these things out of landfill. And we had a conversation about that a couple of interviews ago that you can check out. We won't ask you about that, but thank you for keeping that stuff out of the landfills, everyone, and recycling. We turn to No Mow May. We just wrap up. We get you on June 1st here. How did this year's campaign fare up?
The best we've ever had, by far. It was a fantastic event. We had a lot of enthusiastic participation in No Mow May, so that was really exciting. Ended up getting 77 total individual participants registering. 76 were single families, and then there was also a whole set of condo buildings. So pretty solid participation there. If you add up all the individual condo units, we're close to 100 unique participants, so we're really excited about that. Dozens of signs were posted all around Fitchburg. A lot of conversations were had, I know. I expect there were several more people participating than officially registered. We don't have a count on those. It was why we were hoping to get everyone to register who did want to participate. But we know we had a lot of folks participating in whether it was No Mow May or just Low Mow May, decreasing their amount of mowing, and also, if people registered, they also they committed to other actions such as planting more natives, doing more low mow grass alternatives, decreasing chemical use in their lawns. So a lot of people committing to those types of actions as well that are all really beneficial for pollinators. At some point in the next month, I'm going to look to put out a report. Again, I'll put this on the Green Fitchburg page that shows the total impact of this. I'd like to work with Dakota, our GIS specialist, to actually calculate what the total acreage was of participation. I don't have that number yet, but we at least know the number of official registered participants, and it was a solid first effort. And next year we'll talk about how we want to approach this again. But until then, we've got a lot of summer and fall months for people to think more about what they can do to help pollinators and other local wildlife.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. Fun to see the signs across the city of Fitchburg, and you're right, I definitely saw a lot of people who may not have had the signs up, but definitely participated. So you got to start somewhere. Year one is in the books, and we'll look forward to getting some more updates on participation and how that played out when you get some of those numbers in from the GIS. Finally, Madison Bike Week coming up next week, but ultimately there are some events here in Fitchburg, and we have Bike Fitchburg who supports biking, of course, in Fitchburg. So tell us what we need to know for this bike event.
Yeah, so Madison Bike Week, officially the National Bike Month is in May. That's celebrated promoted by the League of American Bicyclists. May can be historically a little bit iffy for weather in Wisconsin, so we celebrate our official bike week in June along with our neighbor Madison. If you go to madisonbikes.org, you can find information on the full slate of events for Madison Bike Week starting this Saturday, June 3rd, and running through June 10th. There are activities all around the area related to cycling. There are different commuter stations and other pop-up events and things. Specifically in Fitchburg, Bike Fitchburg is going to be working again, as they always do, to host a commuter station the morning of Tuesday, June 6th. From 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you stop by at the bike roundabout, the Velo Underround, it's got a couple different names, where the Southwest Commuter Path and the Military Ridge and the Cannonball and the Cap City Trail, Badger State Trail all meet over in Northwest Fitchburg. So yeah, if you stop by that commuter station, get some coffee, get a bagel, pick up a physical map of the bike trails around the Fitchburg area that's put together by the Fitchburg Chamber. I think they might have some free water bottles still. Yeah, that'll be the Bike Week specific event in Fitchburg. Fitchburg Chamber also is sponsoring, as they have the last couple summers, Bike the Burg. So check out their website and you can sign up pick up a T-shirt and sign up for that challenge. And we've got the new B-Cycle stations. We're going to be expanding beyond the existing 7 over the coming months. So a lot of different ways to celebrate Bike Week around here and all summer long.
Yeah, you should check out one of those B-Cycle bikes and hitch a ride around town and take advantage of all the different events happening in Madison and Fitchburg for sure. Phil, thank you so much for your update as always. We'll look forward to checking back in with you next month.
Absolutely. Have a great June.
You as well.